of books in August, and some of them are good, some of them are great. A lot of them were not so great. The first book I read, which I did not have with me, so insert picture here, is Partials by Dan Wells. This was a fantastic book. Sometimes it was hard to understand because of all the medical jargon a little bit, and it took me a while to get into it, but when I got into it, it was great. It has a great plot. I can't even really tell you what it's about because even reading it myself, the synopsis, I was like, what? Like, it's very hard to explain. Kind of sci-fi-ish, dystopian-ish, so I really highly recommend it. I thought it was great. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 because it was pretty good. That Summer by Sarah Dessen, and this is probably my least favorite Sarah Dessen book there is. 15, a lot of stuff's going on in her life. I felt like it was kind of just a long episode of a TV show where I don't think really anything gets resolved. That's just how I felt. I just didn't feel like it was amazing, but I liked it. I didn't absolutely hate it because Sarah Dessen, no matter what she writes, I'm gonna like it. It just wasn't my favorite of the Sarah Dessen books, so that's why I'm sad to say I gave this one a 3 out of 5. The Summer of First and Last by Tara Ellen McVoy, and guys, I adore this book. About a story about 3 sisters, their summer at their summer camp. It's not even a full summer. I think it's like maybe 3 weeks to 4 weeks. I enjoyed it. I was sad about one of the plot lines of one of the girls because I was uber disappointed in a guy, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with him? We can't win them all. Really enjoyed this one. If any of these summer books I've read, this is the one I highly recommend the most. And that's why this one got a good 4 out of 5 because it was a great summer book. Summer expectations here. Worst book I've read of this month, which will be Forever Summer by Alison Noel. Guys, womp womp womp. This is a bind-up of 2 of them, and I would love to tell you I read the second one, The Cruel Summer, but I didn't because I didn't like Laguna Cove at all. And the reason why I didn't like Laguna Cove is because the main character started off as a snobby girl, and I felt like she didn't really change that much. It was just, I guess this is a good book for if you want like a super light, not really plot-worthy, kind of arrogant girls. This is your book, so go for it. You know, I've noticed Alison Noel has not one of my favorite authors. She wrote this other series, which Evermore, the Evermore series, that's what it was. I enjoyed the first 2 books of that series, but after that, it just went like downhill fast. Like, I was like, where is she coming up with these ideas? It was just not. So maybe that's why I didn't enjoy this book, because I'm not a huge fan of Alison Noel, so that could be why. So if I'm raining on your parade, sorry. It was The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Now, prepare to get your stones out to throw at me, because I know some of you, a lot of you, probably all of you are, and I'm sorry in advance for that, but I did not love this book. A lot of people love this book, and I understand why. I did not really, I liked it, I didn't love it, and my reasons may be dumb, my reasons may be obtuse, but they're my reasons, and I hope you guys respect them, and you know, don't throw stones at me. I think Charlie, in my opinion, he was crying a lot, and I'm like, why are you crying? Why is all this crying happen? But I understood some of it, you know. He had a lot going on in his life, and he was only like 14, 15, something around that genre. Overall, it was a good book, but it didn't blow my mind like I thought it would, because I knew so many people loved it and liked it, and you know, they just adored it, and I didn't feel that, and I feel like I'm left out of the book club. Like, after I read it, I'm like, the first thing I thought was, people are really going to hate this review on it because they're going to hate what I have to say. And I'm so sorry for that, guys. You know, if you love this book and you can't wait for the movie, that is so great. I'm just excited too. I can't wait for the movie either, because I think I'm probably going to like the movie better than the book, which will be the only case in which I like that happens to me. But you know, this book didn't terribly disappoint me either by any means. It wasn't a horrible book at all. It wasn't up my alley, it wasn't my cup of tea. I give this book a 3 out of 5, and you know, I do recommend it. Invincible Summer by Hannah Moskowitz. And this book got a lot of bad reviews, and I don't understand why, because I enjoyed it, quite frankly. It is a gritty, darker type of summer book, and the ending is completely horrendous. As in horrendous, I mean like I almost literally cried. This ending was sadder than sad than sad. And you know what it gets me is the fact that I've read a lot of summer books where the ending just threw me off. Like, it was just a sad summer book. 20 Boy Summer, Moon Glass. There's another one I'm thinking of and I can't remember it, so I'll put it right here. It's another one of those sad summer books that I'm just like I was like, what? What? You weren't expecting it by any means. But it was good. I loved reading the character plotline of Chase and how he had to deal with emotional turmoil, and I understood that better. All this was a very good book, so I give this one a 3 out of 5 red struct. This big old book, and I thought this was a standalone, but it is actually 3 books in one, and it has Stupid Cupid, Flirting with Disaster, and Pucker Up, all novels by Rhonda Stapleton, and I really enjoyed this one. As much as I don't like the cover of it that much, because I feel like it's just very kind of generic, and so many hearts, like holy cow, a lot of hearts. I thought it was cute. It's about a girl who gets a job at a Cupid place, and she becomes a real Cupid, and she matches up people in her school, and it's about her finding a guy and trying to, you know, all that kind of stuff. I thought it was a cute read. If you're looking for a quick, cute, girly read, I definitely recommend this. I give this one a 3 out of 5. Listen to, I got Mindy Kaling's Why Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me and Other Concerns by Mindy Kaling, and I have an audiobook, it'll be right here. I listened to this primarily at the gym because I needed something to, you know, pump me up at the gym, and this was just the key. I adore it. If you don't know who Mindy Kaling is, she is a actress slash writer slash executive producer on the TV show The Office. She plays the Indian girl Kelly Kapoor, and she's actually coming out with their own show, The Mindy Project, this fall, which I actually just saw the pilot for it today because it was on, and it is amazing. Anyway, it is about her life and all that kind of stuff, and it is hilarious, and I loved it, and I'm in love with Mindy Kaling. I can't express that enough. I give this one a 5 out of 5, and it is one of my favorites because it is just really funny and awesome, and I love it. Bed of Roses, which is book number 2 in the Bride Quartet series by Nora Roberts. I turned on to this series by one of my very good friends, and she lent it to me because the Bride Quartet is about a group of friends, 4 friends in particular. It's about them owning their own business, which is called, I forget what it's called. So they work together. One of them is a wedding planner, one of them is a photographer, one of them is a florist, and one of them is the baker. So the first book was about the photographer, which that's why she gave it to me, obviously. So I adored that one, and this one was about Miss Emma, who is the florist. And I love this series. Like, I love this series. It takes me less than a week to read these books, and I want to read the next one so bad, but I don't because the series is going to be ending soon. I mean, it already had the other 2 books up here, and it's going to be done after that, obviously. And I'm just sad because it's such a cute love book, and I love it. I love the characters and the writing style and the love in it. I can't get enough of it. So if you guys know any more Nora Roberts or any wedding books, because I love reading about weddings, please let me know because I'm having a hard time finding them. Suggestions are welcome. I gave this one a 4 out of 5. Now for my September to be read pile. If you guys don't know, if you don't know, but you should know, September is my birthday month, and I'm turning the big old 24. Yay. Anyway, so I decided for this month I'm gonna read books that I really want to read. Like, I'm talking about books that I literally, like, have to hit my hand away from reading on the bookshelf. I don't know why. I mean, who's to say that you can't read them? I don't know what it is about me. I'm just like, I need to save that. But whatever, I'm going for it because this month is my birthday month. Also, because me and my husband are also going out of town, like on a 16-hour car ride for his friend's wedding sometime this month, and I'm gonna need a lot of books to read for that. A lot of these are new releases. Like, I'm talking about, like, all of these were released this year, I believe, even recently. I don't know why, I just really honestly can't wait. The first one I'm reading is Such a Rush by Jennifer Eccles, and I've heard so many good things about this, and I love the cover. It's about a girl, she lives in a small town, I think she has problems, so she learns how to become a pilot and all that jazz, and I've just heard so many amazing things about this, and I seriously cannot wait to read it. I just bought this week, and I'm super excited about it, and it's a prequel to another series I love. Do you guys know what it is? Do you know what it is? It is The Kill Order by James Dashner. Yay! This is a prequel to the amazing series Maze Runner. Well, I'm not going to tell you much about it. If you don't know what the Maze Runner is, what are you doing? Go read it. CInder by Marissa. This is kind of a modern day take on Cinderella, only with androids. If you can see, she's like a robot-y. And it's also in New Beijing. And I believe this author is coming out with more books just like this, but different fairy tales like Beauty and the Beast, all that kind of stuff. It seems to be a trend a lot to do these type of things lately, but I don't care because I love it. And I've heard a lot of good things about this, so I'm really excited to read it. Struct by Jennifer Bosworth. This is about a girl who really loves lightning storms. Like, she just goes out in them, and I think, and she somehow gets, like, I don't know, electrocuted, struck, and a war rages on in LA, and things happen. It's like a big old mess, and I haven't heard too much about this book, to be honest with you, but I've known it from when I heard it was coming out that I wanted to read it, and read it I shall. The next 3 books are probably the ones I'm like most excited to read. Like, I'm not even kidding. Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire. And when I read this, when I read the synopsis for this, it hooked me. Girl, her name Abby, and she's a good girl. She doesn't drink, she doesn't swear, going to college, and all that changes when her good girlness changes when she meets the university's walking one night stand, which name is Travis, and Abby wants him. You know, the good girls always want the bad boys. Why, I do not know. Travis, the bad boy that he is, he says, "Oh, good girl, hey good girl, how are you?" And she's like, "No, no, 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 you're a bad boy, let me stay away from you." And so he's just like, what? Great synopsis, right? I know, I'm so good at it. He's just flustered by her resistance. So they wager a bet. If he loses the bet, he must remain abstinent for a month, which, yes, is really hard for him. And if she loses, she must live in his apartment for the same amount of time. I predict this book to not be for people under 18. Or even, you know, it's just, I feel like it's gonna have a lot of sex, a lot of, you know, it's about fighting rings, college, there's probably drugs, all that kind of stuff, but that doesn't make me any less excited to read this. I'm really excited. We'll see. I don't know. Have you guys read this? Have you heard anything about it? Let's talk about the amazing cover of this book. Look how beautiful it is. Like, look, I love that the tornado is in. A girl who's pretty much a storm chaser, just like Twister, and it's about her chasing storms and all that jazz. I think it's interesting because I haven't read a book like this, and I'm very excited to read it, and I've heard really good reviews on it, so I'm very excited. Book, which is probably the one I'm really most excited about, which I did not think I would be that excited about, but after reading the synopsis, I'm reading a lot of people's good reviews, I was like, I have to read this book, like, soon. And that is Pushing the Limits by Katie McGarry. And I've heard so many good things about this book. It kind of reminds me of Speak by Laura House Anderson, as in the girl has something bad happen to her and she doesn't really talk about it, or in Speak's cases, like, she doesn't talk at all. Which I love that book, by the way. This one is about a girl who has something happen to her about her. It says, no one asked that question. They stared, they whispered, they laughed, but they never asked. And it's about a guy who, I guess, is walking her way into was walking his way into her life. Needless to say, I've heard so many good things about this. I think it's already having a sequel or a companion or something like that in the works soon. So I'm very excited to read. Please vote on the 2 books that you want to see reviewed. I know in August I didn't do any reviews because I didn't have any time. And yeah, but I promise you I will bring you 2 reviews this month, and you can either vote for all the books I've shown. I'll just show them real quick. Katie McGarry's Pushing the Limit, The Waiting Sky by Lauren Zeal, Beautiful Disaster by Jamie McGuire, Struck by Lauren Bosworth, Cinder by Marissa Meyer, Kill Order by James Dashner, or Such a Rush by Jennifer Eccles. I really can't wait to review any of these. I want to review them all, but I know I will not have the time. So pick 2, and I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day.